There is one productivity hack you need that'll change the game for you, just like it did for me. Years ago, I was so lazy. All I did was entertain myself, and I didn't even know what the word productive meant. But now I'm different. I'm very productive. I get up and do things that I never thought I could do. I'm working on my goals and my dreams, and I wake up every single day happy and excited because I am genuinely living a life that feels true to me. I want the same thing for you. But the only way you're gonna get that is by tapping into this productivity hack you've never heard of. But by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is, and even better, you'll be using it to make your life 10 times better. Now, before we get into this hack, we've got to have a conversation about frogs and why they are so important to eat as soon as possible. Years ago, I was reading a book called Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. It's a very small book. You can read it in a day. And it's funny because when I got the book, it was so small. I was like, I touched this out. This is nothing. Well, I'm going to read this. But I finally did get around to it. And in that book, he brings up the concept of a frog you got to eat every single day. And he asks, when is the best time to eat a frog? We know that you got to eat it every day. There's no way you can get around it. It's going to be disgusting. You don't want to. But you got to. When is the best time to eat it? Is it later on in the day? No. Because if you push eating off that frog, that means all day you're going to be thinking about that frog you got to eat. And you're not going to want to do it. You're not. And so that's going to drain your energy. You're going to be procrastinating and you're going to be trying to push off going home. You're going to be wasting your time. You're not going to be doing what truly matters, which is eating that frog because you don't want to eat it. And it's just going to be a chaos. It's going to be a headache. But he said, what if when you realize you have to eat the ugly frog, instead of pushing it off because you know it's going to be horrible, you don't want to do it, you go ahead and do it. You know, like, just eat the frog. Go through the process. Force yourself to eat it. And when it's done, guess what? You're done. The rest of the day, you do not have to think about that frog at all. It's done. You're good. So you have a clear conscience. You won't feel guilty. You won't be trying to run away from anything. You'll just be going about your day all willy-nilly like everything's good because it is. Because you did the one thing you didn't want to do. As soon as you saw it, you got it done. Now in life, there are so many ugly frogs we are avoiding that we gotta start eating. And that's the point Brian Tracy's trying to drive home. That the work that we don't want to do, the things we're pushing away, they're the ugly frogs we need to go ahead and eat. Because when we push away the work we got to get done, it doesn't go away. It stays in here. If we're getting beat down by the thing we're not doing, it makes us feel worse. Without realizing that if we just did it, we'd feel 10 times better. Even if in the moment of us doing it, it feels horrible. Imagine you eating a frog that doesn't even get cooked. Imagine I literally grabbed a frog and gave it to you. Eating it would not be pleasurable. It'd be a horrible experience. You would hate every second of it. But you would get it done. And when you got it done, everything you went through would be in the past. And you would look back and be like, oh my God, I really did that. I really did that. Like, your self-worth would improve. Because you did something you didn't want to do. You got it done. And no, I'm not going to give you a frog. But think about work. If I hand you the work you got to get done, you just went ahead and did it. Imagine the self-worth. Imagine the discipline identity you're building within yourself. So now we know that ugly frogs are meant to be eaten. And we know that the ugly frog is the work we're pushing off. Now the bigger question is, how do we eat the ugly frogs in our lives? How? I'm going to show you how you can do this and how you can implement this in your daily life. But before we get into that, if you don't know who I am, my name is Faith. And my entire goal with this page is to help you reach your goals. Now, if you're ready for that, if you want to reach your goals and change your life and be the best you can be, right now, go down to the first link in my description, click that, and I will see you there. A few weeks ago, I'm coming back in from my lunch at work, and I had to make a phone call to a girl I do not want to speak with, because every single time I have to speak with her, she makes my head hurt. She literally makes my head hurt. And the last thing I want to do is talk to her. Now, when I go into that office, I grab my phone, and the first thing I do is I call her. And as it's ringing, I'm in my head like, please don't pick up. Please don't pick up. Please don't. Don't do it. And she picks up. And I get the headache. And it's just a horrible ordeal. I don't want to do it. But it gets done. And when we finally get off the phone and I hang it up, I feel a sense of relief. Because now the thought of having to call her is out my mind. I feel proud of myself because I went ahead and did it. And now I move on to something else. I went ahead and knocked that out because if I hadn't, I would have procrastinated and it would have been on my mind and my quality of work would have gone down because now I'm stressing over this and I would have just felt bad and it would have been a whole pile up of nothing. Like it would just been the crap, but I did it. I got it done. And that's what eating your frog looks like in your daily life. Know the things you don't want to do. What is it? What is it? Comment right now. What is it you don't want to do? For me, I knew the one thing I did not want to do. Let's call that girl. But I called her. So when you comment the thing you don't want to do it. Do it right now. Don't wait. Don't even watch the rest of this video. Eat the ugly frog. And yes, you won't feel like doing it. And yes, it'll suck. But that's okay because nobody likes eating ugly frogs anyway. But the successful people do that. And do you want success? You do. I want you to understand. You can get the life you want, but to get the life you want, you gotta do things differently. The average person, they will always run from the frogs you gotta eat. But the successful people who are living the dreams they want, they live the life you wanna live, they eat the frog. They do the work they don't wanna do. They get it done. And the more you practice this, the easier it will become. But to get started practicing it, you gotta do it. That's what I'm telling you. The thing you commented it, go ahead and get it done right now. No matter how long it takes, go ahead and get it done. You think I always feel like recording videos? No. Sometimes getting in front of this camera for 2 hours to just talk is my ugly frog. And I don't want to do it. But I do it. And that is what propels me more and more and gets me closer and closer to my dreams and goals. Now, if you don't do this, guess what? You're going to be average. You're going to be the average person. And what do they get from life? All they get from life is fun on the weekends. Laughter when they get on social media and they scroll for hours. They get hungover. They get an empty life devoid of meaning. Do you want that? Do you want that? You don't. You don't deserve that because you're the chosen one. You have the voice of ambition deep inside your head. So you don't deserve that, and it's not something you'll have fun doing anyway. You're not gonna have fun living the average lifestyle. You're not. And this is something I had to accept about myself, and it's something you're gonna have to accept about yourself too. But if you truly want to be the average person, if you truly want to drag your feet and not do things that push you to your dreams and goals, if you don't want to be your best, that's completely okay. But just be prepared for the regret you're gonna feel when you're older, looking back on your life and realizing you never lived up to your potential. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. I'm just here to help you along the way to make better choices. And eating that ugly frog and having that mindset that the work you don't want to do is a frog you can eat, that will help you make better choices every single day. I promise you, because I learned that concept years ago, and yeah, I'm still using it to this day. And if you can get the book, I highly recommend getting the book. But anyway, if you got this far to the video and you like this and you want to work with me, again, go down to our first link, click that, and we can get started getting you closer to your dreams, getting you closer to your goals every step of the way. Regardless though, you've got this, and I believe in you.